everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Places in News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and today we will be covering some places that have been in news in past few days from the perspective of your exam. So first we will be starting with global places, and the first place that we are covering today is Jeju Island, located in South Korea. Been in news because special advisories were rolled out from Indian embassies so as to ensure that the nationals who are traveling to this particular island face limited inconveniences. When we are talking about these particular island, the location if we are talking about, you can clearly see this is the region that I am talking about, South Korea, and Jeju Strait is present here, and just across this is the location of Jeju Island. Now this is a volcanic island and that's why advisories have been issued. So when we are talking about this particular island located on the southern coast of South Korea, it is a special autonomous province of South Korea which is present, and when we are talking about this region, because it is a separate province, it has a separate capital city as well. The physiographic feature that you should know that this is entirely made by volcanic eruptions, and the main feature of this particular region is the Mount Halasan, and it is dominating this whole area. Furthermore, it is also known for a dormant volcano which is present with a crater lake, which is exactly Mount Halasan. Now when we are talking about Jeju Island, we also need to look into factors such as how many satellite cones, parasitic cones are present around the volcanic structure. The number is as high as 360. Another important thing to remember from this perspective, the volcanic landform, which includes lava tubes and Mount Halasan, this has been designated as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now this is a region which is influenced by oceanic climate, and that is why we get to see subtropical vegetation present here. Now when we are talking about significance of this region, this is significant from the perspective of how it is recognized by UNESCO. It is also known as UNESCO Triple Crown holder. This is the only site which is designated as World Natural Heritage Site, Biosphere Reserve, and a global geopark as well. This place is known for the volcanic heritage. As I mentioned, lava tubes are present, the Mount Halasan, craters and unique rock formation. In form of biodiversity, immensely rich endemic flora and fauna are present, and from the perspective of culture, it is home to Hanyo divers, the world famous women divers which are present, and also Dol Harbang statues, which are the traditional stone guardians of this particular island as believed by the culture and locals. When we are talking about from the economic perspective, it is heavily important because of tourism. It is a major source of ecotourism and it is a good wellness destination when we are talking about South Korea. On this note, we will be moving to the next place that we are covering today, that is Afghanistan. Afghanistan has been in news because of unfortunate reasons, because declaration of open war-like conditions, especially between Afghanistan and Pakistan. So when we are talking about Afghanistan, it is a landlocked country, as you can see. It is one of the neighbors where India shares boundary. It is a landlocked country and it is present in South Central Asia. Now this is a country which is at the crossroad. Here we have Central Asia, here we have South Asia, and here we have West Asia. So Afghanistan becomes a crossroad country here, right here. It borders multiple countries. It has Pakistan in south and east, it has Iran, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, small border with China in the northeast, and also India. Capital of this country, Kabul, we know, but this region is known for physiographic presence of Hindu Kush mountain range, which is basically the main point where we get to see multiple ranges going around. Largely, if we talk about Afghanistan, it is known for its mountainous terrains. Now, if you are talking about Afghanistan, it also becomes important for us to know that how it is very important in terms of connectivity, because it is the land bridge that is present from Indian subcontinent to Central Asia and Middle East. As I mentioned, it is at the crossroad. There is no direct sea access, but if you remember, Chahbar port in Iran, which is being developed by India, is the one which facilitates better routing towards Afghanistan, and historically it has been on the strategic route for trade, and it was part of Silk Route as well. So the linkages are present from that context. If we are talking about significance, we need to look at from multiple dimensions, such as first geostrategic location we have discussed, regional security, because any instability here, it directly affects the South Asian calculus including India. I have discussed this in detail, the Pakistan, Afghanistan situation and the impact on India in a full video in Flash News. You can go and watch that. Now when we are talking about connectivity and energy, it is very important as a trade corridor, especially for projects such as Tapi pipeline. Now Tapi pipeline is also known as the peace pipeline. Its section in Turkmenistan and Afghanistan have been completed. From the perspective of mineral resources, this is a country which is blessed. This is a country heavily loaded with minerals, be it lithium, copper and rare earth, which have a lot of economic potential, but the political instability and other issues have not helped in realizing this economic potential. Other than that, Afghanistan is known for a strategic buffer state as well. Historically, it has always acted as a buffer between major powers, especially when we are talking about the great game between Britain and Russia. So it remained a state in between, ensuring the encroachment does not go on either side. From the perspective of our country, we have to understand that India's connect to Central Asia, in that particular program, Afghanistan plays a major role. As I mentioned, Chabar port and the connectivity that it gives to Afghanistan and Central Asia. That is why it is very important. In this context, Indian government is also, as of now, has not yet recognized Taliban regime as a legitimate one, but they do engage with them, because there is a very important role that Afghanistan plays for India in the Central Asian game. Other than that, we will be moving to the next place that we are covering today, that is Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz has been a news point for past many months, and it has been because of the conflict of Iran, be it with Israel or be it with the US as of now. As of now, Israel has already launched attack on Iran, and the warning that Iran has been giving continuously has been closure of Strait of Hormuz. So if we talk about Strait of Hormuz itself, this is a very narrow strait which is present, and you can see that north it has Iran, in south it has UAE, it has Oman right here and then UAE on this side. It is the one which gives direct connectivity to Persian Gulf, to Gulf of Oman and then Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean. This is the only sea outlet that you get of the oil rich Persian Gulf. Now when we are talking about this region, it is very important because any closure here disrupts almost more than 20% of global oil shipping directly, and that is why it is known as a global choke point in itself, because it is one of the world's most important economic and strategic maritime choke points. Energy transit, as I mentioned, 25% of global oil, 30% of liquefied natural gas. It is a major route which is used by exporters such as Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq and Qatar. So any blockage here is not going to impact the exporters only, but also the importers such as India. Furthermore, this is a region where a lot of Asian dependence is seen. Large share of energy supplies from here move towards Asian markets in China, and this is the region where we get to see presence of Indian diaspora around also. So if anything unfolds as Strait of Hormuz, the West Asian instability will occur and there will be a lot of danger to Indian diaspora which is present. For example, India has already issued notification for diaspora present in Iran to look for safer places or to come back to India. On this note, we will be moving to the next place that we are covering today, that is France. So if we are talking about India and France, India has decided to cut dividend tax for large French investors, and that has been in news. So when we are talking about France, a very important country in Europe, when we are talking about France, a very important country in northwestern Europe which is present, it borders multiple countries, be it Belgium, be it Luxembourg, then we have Switzerland, Italy, Spain, and if we are looking on the maritime borders, again United Kingdom as well. Most importantly, if we are looking from the perspective of water bodies also, multiple water bodies, English Channel we have right here, Bay of Biscay we have here, and Mediterranean Sea. So Bay of Biscay and Mediterranean Sea. The capital of this particular country, as we all famously know, is the place which holds Eiffel Tower, that is Paris. Recently, France has been upgraded to a special partnership with India, special global strategic partnership, which happened at the AI Impact Summit as well. And this partnership will be guided by Horizon 2047 map. There are multiple joint exercises which happen between India and France, such as Varuna, which is for Navy, Shakti, which is for Army, and then we have Fringex. We are known for the space. France is known for multiple space collaborations that we have done over the years, such as Megha Tropicus, Trishna, which is a climate monitoring satellite, and ISRO CNES partnerships, especially on multiple space missions. France is also known for being the co-founder with India of International Solar Alliance. Can you tell me in the comment section which was the year and which was the summit of UNFCCC where International Solar Alliance was founded by France and India jointly? On this note, we will be moving to the next place that we are covering today. Now, Indian places, the first place that we are covering today is Palamu Tiger Reserve. So, if we are talking about this particular tiger reserve, it is in news because it has launched 1GV Didi. It is an initiative for women so that they help in protecting wildlife and empowering locals who can help in saving jungles. So, when we are talking about Palamu Tiger Reserve, it is located in Chota Nagpur Plateau region, state being Jharkhand here. It was one of the first 9 tiger reserves which were created in 1973 under Project Tiger. It is known for the historic census because the first pug mark census was conducted here in 1932. The terrain here is undulating landscape which is present with hills and valleys and plains all combined here. Other than that, when we are talking about this region, it is known for rivers such as North Koil, Auranga and Budha river which pass through this particular reserve, amongst which Budha river is perennial. This region is also known for geology and mineral. It is composed of gneiss with granite and limestone. It is also rich in bauxite and coal. The vegetation present here is moist and dry deciduous forest which is dominated, please remember, by shawl and bamboo. The fauna of this region is known for presence of tigers, as we have understood already, Asiatic elephant, leopards, grey wolf, wild dog, gaur, sloth bear and 4-horned antelope as well. When we talk about the significance of this place, it is not just known for the tiger conservation, it is known because of its ecological importance as well, because it supports dry and moist deciduous forest ecosystem which is present in this particular region, and it is a huge biodiversity hub, be it in form of flora or fauna. In terms of biodiversity hub, not just known for flora and fauna but also as a habitat for keystone species such as tiger, elephant, etc. When we are talking about keystone species, remember these are species which have high impact on the ecosystem but they are present in lesser numbers. So, you will usually find that these are the predators, top predators present in limited number but have a huge impact. So, here we have presence of keystone species. So, it is known by the fact that it is the habitat of keystone species. Apart from that, it is known for a very important watershed role, especially when we are talking about North Koil river. This is a river system which directly contributes to regional water security because Budha is the only perennial river which is present there. Other than that, very important from the perspective of research, it is site of India's earliest scientific tiger census, as I marked, pug mark method, and from the perspective of exams, very important for prelims, not just as a tiger reserve but as the multiple dimensions that we have discussed. On this note, we will be moving towards the last site that we are covering today, that is Great Nicobar Island. Again, it has been in news because of the Great Nicobar project and how it is going to have a strategic importance but also an environmental effect that would be present. So, when we are talking about Great Nicobar Island, you have to understand that this is the southernmost island of the Nicobar chain that is present in Nicobar Islands archipelago, and this is clearly divided from the Andaman Islands by 10th degree channel. Now, this has been a question that has also been asked in prelims directly. Apart from that, this is a region which has very limited population and 85% is covered by tropical rainforest directly. Now when we are talking about Great Nicobar Island, you can clearly see that this is the plan we have in terms of Great Nicobar project. That I have already discussed in detail. We can discuss that in a separate detailed video itself. When we are talking about the southernmost point, Indra Point, it is not present anymore, it has been submerged, but this is close to Indonesia. The highest peak present here is the Mount Thulier, and the rivers Galathea, on which Galathea Bay is named. Then we have Alexandra and Dagmar present. From the perspective of Great Nicobar project, rivers also become very important. Now, another important factor to remember for prelims, tribes. When we are talking about tribes present here, we have Shompans and Nicobaris, which has around 12 islands inhabited when we are talking about this region. Now, this is also a UNESCO site when we are talking about Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserves. Can you tell me in the comment section how many biosphere reserve hold the UNESCO label, UNESCO World Heritage Site label in this context? Now, when we are talking about the significance, when we are talking about the significance, they are extremely important because of the maritime defense, because they are India's eastern strategic outpost, closest that we can talk about in terms of Pacific Ocean, and that's why very important in Indo-Pacific security. They are the ones which give us choke point monitoring, because when we talk about Strait of Malacca, again an important strategic trade route and also a choke point. These will be extremely significant from the perspective of policy. Act East policy, they will help India's positioning and ties with Southeast Asia, and this can also be our answer to counterbalancing China in this region. Apart from that, they also give us the advantage of exclusive economic zone. Exclusive economic zone is 200 nautical miles maritime area from the coastline. So because we have the coastline present, this gives us more resources to up to 200 nautical miles here. Now that was all from my side. Thank you so much.